By this time, the cat is out of the bag on the MVP voting, as it is just a matter of time before Joel Embiid is crowned league MVP this season. But if there is one major takeaway of the playoffs thus far, it's that the Milwaukee Bucks stink and were wildly overrated all season long. By extension, Giannis, as I've been saying for months, should have been an easy league MVP. Welcome into the channel and thanks for joining me. If you like the video, please make sure to subscribe. So let's get into it. The Bucks find themselves down 2-1 to the Miami Heat currently, with a massive Game 4 tonight looming, and Antetokounmpo is still questionable at this time with a lower back injury he sustained just 10 minutes into Game 1 of this series. I'm sure Giannis will play tonight. His effectiveness, well, is yet to be seen. He hasn't played since sustaining that back injury early in Game 1, and in his absence, the Bucks, who were the #1 seed in the NBA this year, the Bucks, who had the best record in the NBA this year, the Bucks, who won 75% of their games this season when Giannis plays, the Bucks, who were the odds-on favorite to win the championship this year just a week and a half ago, are on the ropes. Not against the Boston Celtics, the Phoenix Suns, or the Philadelphia 76ers. No. Against the 8th seed in the Eastern Conference playoffs. Not only have the Bucks lost 2 of 3 games against the 8th-seeded Miami Heat, they have gotten absolutely destroyed in those 2 games, run off the court. They lost by 13 in Game 1, a game that wasn't even that close, and they lost by 22 in Game 3, a game that wasn't even that close, as they were trailing by 30 in the second half. Even more startling is how they are losing this series. The Miami Heat are averaging 124 points per game thus far in this series. Keep that number in mind. The Miami Heat are the #1 rated offense in the NBA playoffs so far. #1, with a net offensive rating of 123.5. Why is all of this so important? Well, the Heat in the regular season were the 25th rated offensive team. In addition to that, the Heat scored 109 points per game in the regular season. That was dead last in the NBA. Last worst. Again, in the playoffs, they are averaging now 124 points per game. That is first best in the playoffs. They go from the worst offensive team in the regular season to the best offensive team in the playoffs. They are doing all of this against the Milwaukee Bucks, who in the regular season were the #4 rated net defense. They allegedly had 3 of the top Defensive Player of the Year finalists in Brook Lopez, Drew Holiday, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. There was even an insane and laughable narrative circulating around the national media that Brook Lopez should win Defensive Player of the Year award. Are you paying attention to this? Well, no one in the mass media is, as this series is getting 0 runtime on major networks. The Bucks, who were allegedly the best defense in the NBA with Giannis this season, are playing the worst offense in the NBA from the regular season. In this series, the Heat are the best offense in the playoffs now, and the Bucks are the worst rated defense in terms of net rating throughout these playoffs. You paying attention here, voters for MVP? With Giannis, best team in the league. Without Giannis, not even a playoff team.
With me, without me. With me, without me.
All of this, while in the Philadelphia series, we have seen Joel Embiid miss a game in these playoffs as well, and not play particularly well during the games that he did play in this first round. The Sixers took an easy 2-0 lead at home on the Brooklyn Nets. They then went on the road to Brooklyn. In those 2 games, on the road, in a playoff series, Embiid went 5 of 13 from the field to score 14 points in Game 3 and then sat out Game 4. The Sixers won both of those games to sweep their series. The win in Game 4 without Embiid brings the 76ers to 12-5 in games this season when Embiid does not play. That is 71% win percentage for the 76ers without Embiid. Meanwhile, when with him, the 76ers have won 65% of their games this season. Literally, the guy the writers just handed the MVP award to has a worse record with his team in games he plays. Meanwhile, this garbage-ass Milwaukee Bucks team isn't even a valid playoff team without Giannis. This was not hard to see either. You could easily dig into this throughout the regular season or use your eyeballs. Only now, in hindsight, do the writers see the error of their ways.